Hello students, a very good morning. So students, in last class we have started our discussion on the chapter gravitation. So today let's discuss the further topics in the chapter. So as in last class in gravitation we have discussed about the gravitational force, nature of gravitational force, and as well as the nature of gravitational force we have discussed about the Kepler's law of planetary motion. So how the planets are moving, how they are working, we are discussing about that one. So as today let's discuss what is now the gravity and how the gravity is working, why it is coming into the concept, why we are just discussing it, and later on which factor the gravity is depending on. So gravity is what? Gravity is also a type of, you can see, the gravitational force through which earth attracts any other body. So whenever a body that is on the surface of earth or above the surface of the earth or also below the surface of earth up to the center, that body is experiencing a net acceleration in to the downward direction, and due to that it feels an external force due to the earth, and due to that it always finds to come down, it always feeling any kind of force in the downward direction. So that is known as gravitational force due to earth now. So gravity is what? This is simply gravitational force due to the earth on any massive body. So here we can define the gravity by per unit mass, the gravitational force applied by the earth, that is known as now gravity. Or in another word, we can define the gravity by using the concept like, suppose this is earth, and as here in the case of gravitation we are taking the assumption of the point masses, means we are going to neglect the shape size of the planet. We are going to see or take only a point where its mass is concentrated, and that is obviously the point of center of mass. So on the point of center of mass, we can assume that all of the mass of the earth that is now concentrated. So suppose m is the mass of the earth that is concentrated here, and if any of the body that is at the surface of the earth, so obviously it will be at r distance, and that is the radius of the earth now. So this will experience a force if this body has mass small m. So this will experience a gravitational force, that will be Gmt small m upon r square. And due to this force, the body will feel attraction force towards the earth, and as this mass is greater than this one, so this will feel traction towards the center point at this side. So it means that this mass will feel an acceleration A due to this gravitational force. Now we can calculate the acceleration, and this acceleration will have value Cmt upon now r square. And now this acceleration that has value this one, and that is experienced by any of the body that is adjust on the earth. This is on the surface, above the surface of the earth, below the surface of the earth. All these bodies will experience this acceleration, and that is now known as acceleration due to gravity. So we are calling this particular acceleration that is experienced by the body due to the gravitational force of earth, that is now the acceleration due to gravity. So we can see acceleration due to gravity that can be also calculated by help of F by m. F is gravitational force, m is per unit mass on which the gravitational force is working here. And it is relating with universal gravitational constant by this formula. And also we can see G is now varying with variation in the distance. Means if we will take any of the point, or if we are above the surface, then that time the value of G that will change here. We will experience different gravity. If we are below the surface, we will experience different gravity. So this is the value of gravity at the surface, exactly at the surface up to which the distance is equal to the radius of the earth now. So let's see how the gravity is varying when different factors are changing now. So in the case of the factors affecting the value of gravity, the first one is effect of height on Z. So let's see now with the variation in altitudes how we are getting the change in the gravity. So for example, suppose again this is our earth that has a spherical shape, and suppose the m is the mass of this earth, or m is the mass of the earth that is concentrated at center, capital R is the radius of the earth. Now this is the point P, that is at the ground. So at the surface of the earth we can calculate gravitational acceleration due to gravity by the formula G_F_E upon R square. Now if we will take this point up to this height, means we are going to upward, we are going to mountains, we are going to hills, or in any upward direction, or we have very tall building, we are on the roof of that tall building, then that time it will be above the surface. So for the above the surface point, suppose Q is the above surface point, and now we are going to height h from the surface of the earth. So for this one point Q, as now the radius of this point, we will draw a circle or a sphere by using this one. So this is now the effective sphere for this point, and for this effective sphere, as in between this P point and Q point gaseous molecules are existing, so their mass is very less in comparison to the mass of the earth, so we can neglect their masses in comparison to the mass of earth. So we can say this whole of the sphere also carrying the mass m at the center, or mass me at the center here. So if we have to calculate acceleration due to gravity due to mass me, then that will be equal to Gme upon, now distance or radius will be total r plus h, this whole square. So this is acceleration due to gravity at point Q, this is acceleration due to gravity at point P. Now as we have to see how the gravity changing with respect to the surface, then we can compare these two gravities now. So for the comparison of these two gravities, let's divide G dash by Z. So G dash by Z, this will be now Gme upon r plus h whole square upon Gme upon r square. So Gme and Gme will be cancelled out. Finally we will get r square upon r plus h whole square. Now we can take r square from here as a common. So if we will take r square as the common, then this will be Z dash by Z. This is now r square upon, r square is taken as common, and inside it will be 1 upon h by r is whole square. Now as r square will be cancelled out, and we can write this is 1 plus h by r power minus 2 from here. And as we can see this h, that is height above the surface of the earth, that is the maximum possible height, that is of the height of Mount Everest, that is near about 9 km. So as that 9 km distance is very less in comparison to the radius of the earth, that is 6400 km. So as this h is much less than r, then we can use binomial expansion and first order binomial expansion for this particular condition. So as according to the first order binomial expansion, this power will be multiplied to this one. So if we will expand it by using now the binomial expansion, so G dash by G, this will be now 1 minus 2h by r from here. And then we can calculate what will be the value of Z dash. So this is 1 minus 2h by r into Z. So this is now the formula for the variation of Z with height. So whenever we will take any object up to some height, then that time acceleration due to gravity will vary, gravitational force due to earth, the experience per unit mass of the body, that will vary, and we can see the gravity, this value will start to decrease now whenever we will go in upward direction, means with altitude gravity starts to decrease. So this value of G affects due to the variation in height of the objects, or if we are going above the surface of the earth. So this is our first variation. Now let's see now the second variation, or the second things that can affect the value of Z. So that is now the point for the, if we will go now to the depth of the earth. So if we will see effect of depth on G now. So our second point is now effect of depth on Z. So to just see the effect of depth on G, let's see, this is field, this is the earth, and this is center of the earth, this is the radius of now earth, and its mass is concentrated on this one. This is, Ni is the mass of the earth that is concentrated at the center, RE is the radius. So whenever any of the point that is at this point P at the surface, then it will experience acceleration due to gravity, that will be gme upon now r square. But if we will start to go to the downward, so suppose we are going from P to Q now. At this point, if you will see, the earth will have only this shape. So this small sphere will be the earth shape for this particular point. Means we can consider this point Q as the surface for this small earth. So for this one, what will vary here? The mass of the earth, that will start to vary, because this mass me is due to whole of this big sphere mass, and that is now the concentrated mass here. But whenever the sphere will be small, means some of the masses are drawn from here, then that's why mass will change. But one factor will be constant, the density of the earth, that is same at everywhere. Means if we will calculate mass per unit volume, then that will be constant. So we can now use that concept to calculate the mass. So for first case, as me is the mass and suppose V is the capital V is the volume, so density is written as mass per unit volume now. So this is rho is equal to mass per unit volume. From here we can calculate what will be the value of mass. So this will be rho into capital V. And also if you will write the value of V, so for the radius r, the value of V as this is spherical shape, so this will be 4 by 3 pi r cube from here. So this is the me that we have calculated. Let's put this value here. So this is g rho into 4 by 3 pi r cube upon r square. You can also cancel out one of r square from here. So that will be simply here r. We can obtain. So this is the value of small g that we have got now at the surface in terms of density of the earth. Now let's see and let's do the same procedure for the small sphere. Suppose the mass due to this small sphere concentrated at center, that is now small m. So we can write the density for the small sphere, that is mass per unit volume. So suppose volume due to small sphere is small b. So we will have the small m mass of this earth, that will be rho into p. And now if this is at d point, means we are going from P to Q, and that PQ distance is d. So we are going up to the depth d to the inward direction, and that time the radius of this small sphere, now this will be r minus d from here. So we can write rho into volume will be 4 by 3 pi r minus d whole cube, as this is the radius of this one. So volume can be written in this form. So we have calculated mass of a small sphere. Now we can calculate value of gravity from the formula at this point Q. So if suppose g dash is the value of gravity, so g dash will be g small m upon r minus d, as this is the radius, its whole square according to formula. So let's write down the value of m. So this is now rho 4 by 3 pi r minus d whole cube upon r minus d whole square. So you can see r minus d whole square will be cancelled out from here. So you can cancel out, and this will be now only r minus d from here. So we have now calculated what will be the value of z at some depth, and also what will be the value of g on the surface. So let's compare these two values now. So for this comparison, we can take g dash upon g now. So for g dash upon g, let's put the value of g dash. So this is rho, g rho 4 by 3 pi r minus d, and this is divided by now g rho into 4 by 3 pi into r from here. So as all other factors will be cancelled out, this g rho and 4 by 3 and pi. So finally we will get from here, this is r minus d by r from here, this is z dash by z. So we can calculate what will be the value of z dash by g. So it will be 1 minus d by r, or in another line we can write z dash is equal to 1 minus d by r into z from here. So this is now the value of z dash. So we can see with the depth also, the value of acceleration due to gravity, that is decreasing, but the decrement in the acceleration due to gravity due to depth, that is half of the decrement due to the height. So with altitude, gravity is decreasing more rapidly than the gravity is if it is going or we are going in downward direction. So as up to the point 11 kilometer, we can go as Yana Trench is the deepest point, we can go up to that point. So then for that point, the variation of gravity we can calculate from here. We can put the value of D as equal to 11,200 meters, and in the place of R we can use 6,400 kilometer now, and we can solve the value, and at the surface we know G has value 9.8 meter per second square. So we can calculate what will be the value of G dash even at the deepest point. Now next one, the next factor that is affecting the value of G, that is the shape of the earth. So as we know, the earth is not exactly spherical, that is flat at some ends, and due to that one the variation in its radius will occur by at place to place. So due to variation in R at different points on the surface, gravity is affecting and gravity changing by some small amount. So that's why we are seeing the variation in the gravity, and we are taking the value from 9.8 to 10 meter per second square. So after this points, let's see now the variation in G with the next one, that is effect of latitude. Means due to rotation of the earth, how the gravity is changing now. So let's see now the next one, effect of latitude on G or effect of rotation on G. So third factor, I think that is clear. Due to the different shape of the earth or due to the effect of the shape of the earth, we are also seeing the variation as G is inversely proportional to R square. So whenever R will vary, the value of G will automatically vary. So we are also seeing that at pole the gravity is obtained to be greater by the amount 1.8 centimeter per second square even at the equator. So we can see the variation in the acceleration due to gravity by place to place there. So next one, the third one, that is effect of latitude on C now. So as what is now first of all the latitude here. So it is, if you will see now the latitude at a plane, that is defined as the angle which the line joining the place to the center of the earth makes with the equatorial plane. So it is generally denoted by the letter lambda we are using for this one. So let's see now how can we understand how the latitude is obtained. So if you will see, this is for earth we have, and this is the two axes we can draw. So one is now the equator and one is obviously the pole. So this is we can write also, this is north-south direction. So by the direction wise you can also write. So if this is now the center, so from the center, if you will see, it is given that the angle which the line joining the place to the center of the earth. So if this is a place and this is making some angle from this line joining, then that is now known as the, this lambda is known as now the latitude, and this is obtained due to the rotation of the earth. So as when earth will be rotating, and due to the rotation also the acceleration experienced by the masses, that will be different at different locations now. So and also it is the evidence that lambda is obviously 90 degree, you can see at plane this poles, and the lambda is 0 at the equators. So next to understand how the gravity is vary with the help of the, or with rotation of the earth, let us consider earth to be the perfect sphere first of all, mass m, because if we will take the example of imperfect sphere, then that time our calculations will be difficult. So we will consider first this one. Next one, perfect sphere of mass m, the radius r with some center O, and we can obviously suppose the whole of the mass of the earth is concentrated to be at the center and at O. So whenever earth rotates about its polar axis from west to east, the as we know earth is rotating from west to east, and about the polar axis, about this axis, it is rotating from west to east continuously, and every particle that is lying on the surface moves along the horizontal circle with same angular velocity as that of the Earth. So that's why we are not experiencing the rotation of Earth, because we are also rotating with the same angular speed as that of the Earth now. So here the center of each circle lies on the polar axis. So you can understand, I think, this thing. So as if we will consider a particle of mass small m at this point P. So suppose at this point P now, a particle that has mass small m, first we are going to consider this one. Next one here at the point P, and that has latitude obviously lambda. So if the Earth is rotating about its polar axis ns with constant angular velocity omega. So suppose about the ns, it is rotating with this constant angular velocity now omega. Clear? Then the particle at P, obviously this will also rotate, and that will describe a horizontal circle of radius small r. So you can just make a horizontal circle at this one. So this horizontal circle over which this particle will start to rotate, that will be this circle you can see, and over this circle it is rotating now. So and where you can see this r will be what? So if this is now the, suppose this is point C. So this radius over which it is, this particle is rotating due to rotation of Earth, this is r is equal to this PC, and this PC will have the value, obviously if you will find out, this will be now OP cos of lambda. So if you can find out right, as this angle is lambda, then obviously this angle will be also lambda by the geometry. So if it is lambda now, so we can write this PC is equal to now r cos lambda from here. Yeah? Or obviously this distance is the radius of the Earth, so we can write in this term, this will be r cos lambda. Next one, after this one, if you will see, obviously Earth is rotating, then that will experiencing a centripetal force mr omega square due to its rotation, and that will act along PA. So if you will see this P and A, if you will make now, so here A will be what? If P is this one, then this is now the PA. So this is the centripetal force that will, sorry, not this is centripetal force, this will be the centrifugal force that is acting on the particle in outward direction. So as it has the same magnitude, and we can understand it by using Newton's third law of action and reaction. So next one here, if we will suppose Z is the acceleration due to gravity when Earth were at rest from the gravity pull of the particle. So that time obviously the gravity will be equal to the weight of the body, that will be mc, and that will along a vertical direction, and that vertical direction we can make now. So this is the vertical direction to which this is now acting, this is now mc. So this is our value direction of mc now. Next one, as if you will see, this whole is as whole, this AC will be obviously this APC, this will be 180 degree. So this will be, this angle will be what? This angle will be 180 or this angle you can see, angle between these two. We can join these lines also. So this will form a parallelogram, and this angle will be here 180 minus lambda. So here first one, the mass here acting, that is now or the weight is acting here mc for the particle now. So we can now calculate the resultant of two of the forces, as one force is acting in outward PA, and that is equal to centrifugal force, and centrifugal force has value mr omega square, and one of the force is acting mc in downward direction, so that is now the value of the weight. So we can calculate what will be the value of weight now due to sorry, I think this one is lying along this one, mc is working, and due to the rotation this angle we are obtaining, so this will be mc dash. So suppose due to rotation of this angle, from this angle to this angle, as the weight is started to work from here from this point O to this point B. So for this one the gravity is changing up from Z to C dash. So we can write, or we can use the vector resultant here. So according to the vector resultant, T dash will have value now mc dash. This will be root of the vector here. One vector is now mc and second vector is mr omega square. So as we know, law of parallelogram is saying us if there are two vectors that are represented by the side, then their diagonal will represent resultant vector. So this will be now mc square plus mr omega square whole square, then plus 2 times mc mr omega square, and angle between these two vectors, so that is obviously cos of 180 minus lambda. So this equation will help now to calculate the value of z dash from here. So students, in this class, let's end our class here by this concept. Later in next class we will derive this one, and we will see how this will vary in very detail, as this topic is still very long. So let's end our class here for today. Thank you students.